So we're about a minute away, and we'll get started. Yeah, Patricia, you are growing. I see. You got to understand when you have 16,000 people that are all ambassadors underneath you and your family. I see everybody, and that's a brilliant thing. And we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on during the upgrades time and in the Q&A. So we'll get a lot of things answered, so we don't have 100 questions at the end of this. But we're going to do something very special for the generic training part. And very special. As I tell people, when we do training, the training that you get is not generic. It is generic in nature because you need to be able to use it, right? And be able to share that with people, no matter whether they're trying to learn how to brand themselves, because we do that training, or they want to become a product of their product, so they need to learn how to do that, right? And they need to learn how to run their business at the same time. Welcome, Patrick. Good to see you up this early this morning. I know you've been up earlier than that, but and Patricia's right. These trainings, we do it every Saturday. Right now, we will continue to do it at 11 a.m. Eastern. In the future, we may be making some changes to that. We're looking for leadership to step up and do training Zooms themselves. And they could be different days, different times, because we want to be available. Because, you know, again, our business is global already. We're only 4 months old, and we're global. We haven't even launched to the public yet, but we'll talk more about that later. Barbados here. Barbados. Okay, we're at 6 after, so let's get started. So little housekeeping before we get started. As I said, this is a what I call safe free zone, family friendly. So we will not have anybody that is here as a guest promoting their business in here. That's not what this is for. So no links, no putting any links into the chat. No cross talking in the chat, please. We need everybody to be able to focus on what we are teaching. Yes, it's being recorded, and you'll go back to whoever have invited you to get the recording in about 24 hours. Okay. So again, no links, no cross talking, no emails, no phone numbers, none of that. And again, the first part of our training is always generic. So that link that we give out, it's the same link. It's always the same link. And it's posted all over Facebook, Instagram, and other places. And you want to post that link branding yourself, not me, not Gary, not Patrick, not Angela, not Michelle, not Amy. You want to brand yourself. So gold nugget number one, you go to my Facebook profile. It's very simple to get to. It's just facebook.com/Bob Riddell, Riddell. And you go there and you'll see my post. Okay. And you'll also see why my Facebook profile has over a 50% engagement, 53% reach of almost 7,000 people. And the 7,000 people that are on my Facebook following me are targeted. So I don't just reach, I engage, and I attract specifically targeted people in the network marketing industry specifically as my number one target demographic. And I recruit, okay, through my targeting organically, meaning that I'm not spending any money. Yes, I am spending time, but organically, I average between 100 and 150 new followers every 28 days. And anybody can do this. Yes, it took me 14 months to learn what I've learned, but we teach this off and on Saturdays as well. It's because you need to brand yourself, no matter what business that you're in, no matter what product that you want to promote. And here's another gold nugget. If you're promoting a product, quit selling it. Stop. Quit throwing your link out there and say, hey, buy my products. Doesn't work that way. Okay, go on my Facebook profile. You'll find my post about my weight loss body transformation journey. Okay, and because for me, it wasn't just about losing weight. It was also about a lot of changes in my lifestyle that had to happen starting 5 months ago. And this is how I do not sell the products that I take that work for me. Now, will they work for you? I have no idea. But you don't know till you look, okay? And you have to decide what your product is going to be, or products are going to be, if you're a product-driven person. And you become a benefit teller, sharing the benefits of the products that you are a product of and how they have helped change your life. That is what attracts people. That is what Facebook loves. And they do not love you posting that you're making $10,000 a month or $9,000 a month or $5 million a month. When you post stuff like that, gold nugget number 2, Facebook shuts down your reach and does not, which means you do not get the engagement. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is test it and then change it to the ways that I teach this or Gary teaches this, and you'll see the difference. Okay, Gary?
Yes,
over to you
sir.
for now.
All right, guys. We're going to do something special today. We're going to show you, we have a special guest on, my business partner, co-owner of the Ranking Store. And he's going to demo something that is new technology per se, that will expand your reach beyond any imagination that you could even envision. So we want to take and introduce Patrick Tuttle. Okay, Patrick, say hi to everybody.
What's up, everybody? You excited to be here today? Absolutely.
I'm excited
Absolutely.
to see you here, Patrick.
Hey, before we do this, Bob, we left something out.
What did we leave out?
How many guests are on the call that is the first time you've been to one of our training calls? Give me a 1 if this is your first time to one of our training calls.
I think Patrick's got to put a 1.
Yeah, Patrick.
No, no, not true.
Not true?
Not true.
All right.
I've been here before.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You have. My bad, Patrick.
We can see we have a lot of guests.
But we're supposed to have a lot of guests.
So
before
Gary, but we'd like to know who they are. So.
Hang on a second, Gary. Before I lose my thought, right now, I'm going to repeat this before we close this call, but right now, I'm challenging each and every one that's on this call for the next Saturday. Do not come to this call unless you bring at least one guest. And if you try to tell me that you can't bring at least one guest, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because that is the easiest reach anybody on this call could ever have to invite somebody to free training, especially training that you would normally not ever get to begin with anywhere. I don't care what company you're doing business with, and then training that you would absolutely be paying for. Back to you, Gary.
All right. With that, we're going to let Patrick take over the screen, and we're going to show you something that everybody should be so excited, because your reach will spread across the entire country. This US only, of course.
For now, right.
For now.
Right.
But
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
well, I'm going to let Patrick just kind of jump right into it, because every time I've seen this, I couldn't sit in my chair. I couldn't sit still. It's that exciting. So with that, Patrick, go ahead and share your screen and do whatever you need to do. And let's
I got to get, Gary, we have to give everybody a little bit of a full disclosure.
Okay.
How long ago was it that you asked me to do this?
15
15 minutes ago.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes ago.
Okay, so
Okay,
this isn't something that's prepared. This is not something that I've already done and then blah, blah, blah. So we're going to look at this raw. Um, so just give me a little bit of grace. And, I've got 75 windows open on my computer. I didn't have time to clear everything off. So I'm just trying to move things around so that you can get yourself an example of what this is. But one of the things I would like to ask is there anybody in here today that watches streaming channels on their television or their phone? Is there anybody? Everybody that watches any kind of streaming channel, would you just please give me a yes in the chat, right? Anybody, everybody that, if you never watch channel, fine, okay? So keep them up. Don't just let me know. I want to make sure that everybody will understand. If you haven't, please put a no. I really am serious because it makes a difference, right? Oh, there's a couple no's. People do not watch streaming channels. They don't watch Roku. They don't watch Netflix. They don't watch Paramount. They don't watch some of the other ones, right? Interesting. I have respect for you guys. Trust me, I do. So for the one thing that for all of you that do this and do watch these channels, can you tell me in the chat, what is the one thing that annoys the living bloody bejesus out of you when you're on those channels? What's the one thing that just annoys you to hell? Ads, 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 commercials, ads, ads, ads. Okay. So the interesting thing about your answer is, why do you think all these people put these ads on these streaming channels? Number one, you don't have to answer it. I just want you to think about it. And number two, what is the reason that you don't like the ads for the most part? Tell me the reason you don't like them. Interruption. Okay, so annoying, interrupts, right, right. Well, do you guys remember watching regular television? Back in the day, we all had ads, right? Cheryl's correct. Too many, not attractive, blah, blah, blah. You mute the TV. So there is a segment of the population who it's like, let me ask you this. Once you see something, whether you pay attention to it or not, and you see it again, 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 there's a reason why advertising does the way that it is scheduled to do. It's to bring things to your mind consistently so that when and if ever in the future you want something, you already know in your mind that you've already seen something. And so there is purpose to all of this, right? And so what I'm going to show you today, top of mind awareness from Milo is exactly right. Okay. Programming. Yeah, that's a good one, right? Mind share. Exactly. So we have come across and we're partnering with a company in the United States. I want to show you guys something today. Not only is it something that we're doing and has been already successful for our company, but I think if you can get past your biasness about how much you hate this and take a neutral position, okay, and go from hate to understanding as a marketer, because do you believe in this organization with Gary, with Rob, how you're putting this together, that you still truly are a marketer? Give me a 1 if you think you're still a marketer, or 2 if you're not, right? Everybody, if you're in here, if you're going to do this, you have to be a marketer. If you're not marketing or sharing, everybody that you talk to and everybody you share this with, technically you're marketing, right? Let's be realistic about what we're doing. If we don't share and we don't market, there's really no purpose of being in any of these programs, because that's how we grow, how you grow, how everything grows, in an environment that is really cool, really safe, and really protective of the system. Okay. So I'm going to show you something that Gary and I have done. And then we're going to do a couple live tests on a system that, hopefully, Mark is the lifeblood for any business to survive, right? Easily consulting, exactly. So we've had success with this system, and it is really good. So let me see if I could share my screen. If I could get the right screen to share, I think it's this one. Hopefully. Okay. So can everybody see my screen? I can't see the chat anymore. So this is a company called Vibe, V-I-B-E. Can you see my screen, Gary?
Yes.
Okay. So our company, and with Rob and as we're putting things together, we're working directly with them. So they have a very unique process in that it's completely, in order to get involved in this and to recruit, it's 100% free. You don't have to buy anything, okay? And we are working with them to help teach and provide people the opportunity to utilize this system to increase their eyeballs, to increase their business, to get other people to see their product and quote unquote, whatever their product is. Today, Bob, what are we talking about? Right? We're talking about the sales. We're talking about the company. We're talking about the opportunity. We want other people to see it. So as much as you and I hate the advertisement, that's the lifeblood of any business is advertising. So I'm going to show you something today, and I'm not prepared for this because Gary just called me 15 minutes ago. So just give me a little bit of grace, about as we walk through this, and hopefully it will make some sense to you. You guys okay with that? Give me a 5 if you're okay, and you're not going to yell at me too much if we're kind of screwing things up here. But I want to show you something. This campaign right here is a sample campaign that I ran and Gary ran, right? We spent $50. Everybody see that? $50. We got 2,900 impressions. An impression is that my ad showed 2,900 times on 290 different channels on live streaming networks. Okay. So in the chat, give me a 10 if you think that's awesome, or a 1 if you don't think that's awesome. I'm really interested in interacting here to see your opinion. 2 cents. Next question. How many of you ever done Facebook ads? How many of you ever done Google ads or any other type of advertisement at all? And if you've done that in the past, throw some numbers in the chat. What did it cost you? What was it cost to run a campaign? How much did you have to pay somebody to help you run a campaign? How much were your impressions? What was your cost per acquisition? Just throw some numbers in there. I want everybody to understand, what it really cost in the real. Bob, you may have already run ads. I don't know. You probably don't need to, because you internally can do this. But if you did, you'd have somebody that's going to have a large setup fee. They're going to have to manage it for you. You're going to have all kinds of, issues to get it done. You don't know what kind of results you're going to get, So, from that perspective, let me know if you think that you agree with me or you disagree. Just put yes, I do, or no, I don't. But we've been doing this a long time. But I want you to notice here, right? We are on 290 channels. We got 2,900 impressions. And this is for a 1-day ad. 1 day. It cost us 2 cents per view, which means of those 2,900 sessions, we paid a little bit, close to 2 to 2.5 cents. It doesn't break it down that detailed. And we actually got 2 sales on the campaign that we ran for our test ad for one of our clients, that not here, but did exactly the same thing. And they sold 2 products at $500 each to run this campaign. Okay. So what I want to do and keep this simple, Bob, if you have any questions or you want me to say anything or
no, you keep going down the road you're going, because this is some really, really good stuff. And obviously one of the things that you all need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is we, in the society that we live in with social media and streaming platforms, this is where you want to be. This is where the people are. And this is just the way it is. And you either take advantage of the tools and resources like this that are already proven. Because one of the things that Patrick isn't telling you right now is the fact that Patrick and Gary are testing things for us. Now you got to understand the value of that in itself. When we give you training, these are things that are already proven. So you don't have to go and try to figure it out yourself if you follow training and use resources that have already been proven successful, that turns this into dollars for you no matter what you're doing. Back to you, Patrick.
Okay. And I really want to emphasize the differential of stupid easy and prospecting, which is selling. We have to prospect ourselves as an ad to other people and help them prospect themselves as an ad to other people, right? So if I want to go create a campaign, I just want to show you how simple this is. And once again, we've only done this a few times, so we may, kind of goof this up a little bit, but you'll get my point, right? So we can name our campaign. We'll just call it test. And we can choose an advertiser here if we want. So we're just going to take test. So what do we want to do? Do we want to build awareness? Do we want to drive website conversions, or do we want to drive app revenue? Let's just go up here and say, right now, we just want to test. How's that? Okay. Did I answer the 10 characters up there? So we have to set a daily budget. In this case, the minimum daily budget to do this is $50. Now, there's going to be a way, and I'm not going to show it to you now, but let's say you have a team and your team wants to do this. In the chat, give me a yes or a no. Does everybody know and understand what a rotator is? Yes or no? Okay. And I want to just see, how many people really understand what that is. For those of you who don't,
there's some no's, Patrick.
Okay. So a rotator means we create one ad and it goes to one QR code. And that QR code internally is a spider web internally with spokes out, so that, let's just say it's Bob and Gary and me in this ad. So we all participate. We all put in $13, $15, whatever it is, on a daily basis. So when somebody clicks on our QR code that we build, and you'll see this, I think at the end, there's, I'll show you this. When somebody clicks on that QR code, it goes to Bob. The next person that comes to our ad and clicks on the QR code goes to Gary. Next time it goes to Pat. The next one goes to Bob, Gary, Pat, Bob, Gary, Pat, Bob. And we can build these systems out so that within your specific team, anybody that wants to participate small dollars, 10, 15, 20, $30 a month, whatever it is, they have a percentage of all of the people that clicked on that QR code coming directly to their specific link. Give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, or 2 if you're still confused. And I can't see the answer, so Bob, you tell me. Okay?
Yeah, you're getting ones. I got a question for you, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
This may be an advanced question, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
So there used to be a professional rotator out there. Patrick, I'm trying to remember the name of the company. Pro Swift? No.
I don't know. I've used dozens and dozens of
Well,
them.
there's all kinds of rotators. Now,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about a rotator, you can go and get a free rotator. Now, is that a bad rotator? Not necessarily, but is it a professional rotator where you can weight the links? Now, Patrick knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about weighted links. Okay. And basically, all weighted links means that you can assign the weight, meaning the frequency of any one particular link, right, Patrick?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a little bit advanced, but the bottom line is what Patrick is sharing with you is that team building requires the use of a professional rotator, and you're going to rotate a link. And when we talk about rotating a link, please do not use your affiliate link, okay? Unless it is a lead capture page. First and foremost, this is for another training, but don't throw your affiliate, don't spend and invest funds to do this or any kind of paid advertising and just throw your affiliate link out there expecting to bring the world and sell yourself to them. Back to you, Patrick.
Okay. So this takes a little bit of time. I'll start an analysis here, but I want you to see, based on what we've chosen, we're going to be looking at somewhere between 750 to 1,500 households to 12 to 23,000 impressions based on this $50, which is, if you think about it, pretty ridiculous, right? And so instead of kind of running through this whole thing, and it takes a minute, I'm just going to go back to my campaigns here.
Excuse me, Patrick, 1 second.
Sure.
Gary, that message that you sent, you only sent it to the host and panelist. You need to change your chat box to everyone so the person that you were directing that to actually sees it. Thank you.
Okay. So if we want to continue editing, we can go in here, we set this up, continue to the strategy. Now, look at what I say, drill, baby, drill, and it's not oil. Okay. What is our best avatar for who we're looking for, right, to be part of our group? So you don't have to answer this in the chat, but I chose, 25 to 65-year-olds and plus. If I want to sell baby clothes, what am I going to do? I'm going to go down into this category. So it's really cool in any advertising. For those of you who have not done it, these are the types of things that you can drill down so that you're not wasting your dollars on people who are not interested in what you're trying to sell, right? Give me a 5 in the chat if that makes sense. The same thing here. Do we want to spend our advertising dollars marketing to people that make less than $20,000? You may not. For the purposes of the ad that I created for this test, we went and used these 4 categories here, right? You can change to different speaking. So for those of you who want to hit a specific market, say that you are in the Spanish market, you can change to Spanish speaking. I chose, English. If we have different communities, like, if you're in a Vietnamese community or a Hispanic community or whatever, you can pick that. I chose not to pick any of that. I didn't choose any of the career types, because I just want to get to the people, that we think we can help the most and so forth. So as you keep going down, I just want to show you how you can choose your marketplace. Now, if I was selling auto parts, right, I could choose this category and I'd add 117 million people or views that I could add to my campaign over here. Does that make sense? Books and literature, charity. I chose consumer technology in this particular case because that is the category that I think makes more sense to what we're trying to accomplish for people. it's technology. If we do the mall, excuse me, Bob, I didn't mean if, when the mall comes online, it's going to be consumer and we're doing technology. So people that are into this, 72 million people, based on my $50 ad spend, is going to give me these numbers over here. I'm going to reach this many households. Okay. And we're going to serve up anywhere between 12 and 23,000 ads. That's an impression. Okay. So if I wanted to add other situations in here, learning and education, that's kind of what we're doing too. So I added another 5 million there. Shopping, I chose that one. You see, so you see how highly targeted that we can be. If you're a marijuana shop, right? I want to just hit this vaping. And, if you're doing cookbooks on vegetarians, you just want to hit 49 million people that are vegetarians. You see how really streamlined, Bob, this can be to target who we have a best shot of reaching for our specific goal and the specific thing that we're selling.
The fact of the matter is, if you are not specifically targeting your specific demographic, then you are wasting your time, even if you're trying to use organic marketing. Okay. So Patrick is absolutely 100% correct. And that the software platform that you're looking at here obviously takes you step by step to building your campaign, and demographics obviously is one of the first things that you have to understand. So if you don't understand targeted demographics, okay, you need to learn to understand that. That's part of running your business. These are all things that you have to learn in order to run a successful business, especially if you are marketing yourself, marketing a product or service, or marketing a company. Back to you, Patrick.
All right. So the way that this does it, it takes, it gives you the opportunity on this platform. It's 100% free. Okay. They don't charge you to be on the platform. And because you're on the platform, you can use this as a marketing tool. All right. So I can, find a keyword here, or I can switch to a URL. So give me I'll just show you raw how this works, and you're not going to like the results, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So what's the Dezelp's website address? I want to do this live. Bob, what's the address? HTTPS.
Yeah, I had to get you the affiliate link. Just a second.
No, I just want the main website.
I don't have it. Gary, do you have it? There is. It's Dezelps.world, I think. Not sure. Because they're working on the main website. All they've
that's
got
fine. Dezelps.world.
I'm not sure.
No. Is that it, Gary? We'll find out in a second. So look, I want this. If this works, no, something wrong. That's not it. Let's just do this. I'll do this one. How about we do this? Watch this. We're going to go to Ford.com. I know that's a live site.
Marina, that's the back office. We don't want to do that. Y'all.
All right. So I'm just going to go Ford.com.
That's
be very innocuous.
We don't want that one.
Oh, what one?
The back office link.
Oh, no. Let's just do this. All right. So watch this, guys. Now you see all of this information that you're seeing right here. It's going to come to where we have already streamed to these channels. This is the makeup of what we're doing. Now we're creating a commercial, an AI commercial here. Now, just understand this is not the final product, right? But this is how easy this is for you to prospect. Not only can you use it to prospect Dezelps, but if you're in the marketing business, you can use this platform to get new customers and new clients, just like you want to share this with other people to have them come to DisAlps and see what we're doing. Okay. So hopefully we're creating your video here. Let's see what we end up with. Probably going to screw up just because I'm doing something dumb. Let's see. We're creating your video. It should take around 30 seconds. In the meantime, the Vibe platform. So with this being said, Gary and I, by doing all of this, will help everybody if this is approved. Now, we got to remember, all content, Bob, as you well know, has to be approved for marketing within the DisAlps platform. You cannot make this up. You cannot do something on your own. Yeah. Okay. So I want you to kind of look at what is coming down here. You're not going to necessarily be able to hear this, but there's a complete script.
Yeah, it would be cool if we could actually hear it. There's got to be a way to replay videos inside the Zoom platform.
There is, but under the audio, I never can find the button to share my video or share my audio.
Right.
Test speakers. There's usually a button somewhere that you can do that. But based on the website, you can see within 30 seconds, this made a video, but it's always looking for imagery content, okay, from the website. Now, if it's missing a graphic, we can go over here to this spot over here, and we can upload, right, a graphic. We're going to upload it. There's a graphic for our mall. See that, guys, over here? We can upload another graphic, right? We can do another image for our mall, and we can custom create these, and we'll help everybody do this, where we're building these things out so that you have this already done. Okay, so we'll put that in there, and then we'll go ahead and rediscover it. Now, the other part that you can do is, you notice over here on the left-hand side, if you don't like what it makes, you can come in here and you can edit the music. Here's the script right here. This is a 30-second commercial. If you don't like what it says, you come in here and change it to match the slide. Everybody got that? Down here, we have the ability to change into different voice patterns. So you have female, male, British, American, deep, so forth. So depending upon who you are and the audience you're sending them to, right, you can change them. Okay.
Somebody says if you click on more, then share computer sound, it'll allow them to hear it.
Click on more. Where's more?
That's your bottom, where your share button is. Go all the way to the right.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Okay, cool, thanks. So let's try it.
Everything from your dealership visits.
There we go.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you can see I've added all of these other images in here. So we'll just bring this timeline back.
Hey, Patrick, can you play the one that was already made that we did a demo of DisAlps?
Oh, probably somewhere we have it made.
Yeah.
No, actually what I want to do to make it even more interesting here is I want to finish this up, what I'm doing, and then we'll go back to
your
that.
latest Ford purchase is reviewed independently by
But you
Merit
see how I
CX.
changed the slides out here?
Rest assured, all feedback is genuine, moderated only to keep our community friendly and focused. Choose transparency. Choose Ford. Drive with confidence.
Okay. So I'll see if I can't go to that one. I'm just not sure where it's at, Bob, in terms of what we did.
Well, I can't.
Let's see here.
I know that I've got it in one of our chats because we were showing it.
Yeah, let's see.
A second.
This is the one that we did here. But we can make one. But the reality of what we're doing is showing the way and the simplicity of how this is done just by using a URL. So we can go back and try another one. We can change
We've
the
got
music.
we have the actual link.
Give it to me.
It's,
I just put it in the chat. Can you take it?
Okay, hold
you
on.
can't see the chat.
Oh, that's right. He's got,
It's HTTPS.
All right, stop. Okay, let's go.
you should have it in one of the campaigns.
Yeah, but this is I'm on a different computer
Oh, I got you.
and I'm in a different account right now.
Well, I put it in there so people, you can click on that at your convenience and you can see a demo of what was put together. And again, understand that the only approved videos are the approved videos, which is our why video and our how-to video. Okay. And we cannot mess with those videos. I saw, Brianna, you were asking about that. Nope. We cannot use that video. We cannot do anything to that video. It is approved, and only DeSalps can approve any changes. And then again,
Let's do it again.
so now that we're talking about DeSalps at this point,
Let's do it.
you got to remember your terms of service that you check marked, and when you signed up, and it's in your back office on the bottom right hand under policies and procedures. Go to section
No,
3.
Patrick, there's invite.
Invite.
Dot
Okay.
DeSalps world, or DeSalps dot world. Now you're missing the E.
Okay, but I think we don't need this part up here.
And world isn't spelled right.
Oh, well, stop picking on me.
Oh.
I'm not sure that's gonna work, but let's try it.
Well, we can see.
Does everybody, understand what we're doing? And give me a 7 if this is exciting. See, that's not gonna work.
Okay.
Because of
We
the way
would need
structure is.
we would need an affiliate link to
No.
do it.
No, we're gonna do it this way.
That's not spelled
I
right.
got world wrong. Hang on. I know. Hold on. That world.
Folks, just take the link that I just put in there, and you will have it for yourselves, so you can see
Is that
the
spelled
result.
right, Bob? Bob, is that spelled right?
Looks right.
Okay, so that should work.
We got about 15 minutes, Patrick.
I'll be done in a second.
That's fine.
There's really not much more to show. It's just, this is what we're working on, and you can see that we did.
There you go.
We pulled it in, but you'll notice that these over here on the left-hand side, these images are blank. That's because the site that we use, the site we're pulling from, does not have a lot of imagery on it yet. So I can go up here, as I said before, and I can change out. Let's take and move this guy up here real quick. I think we can move him up. Well, I guess we can't. We thought we could. We'll just upload an image from your hard drive, right? And we're gonna just put it right here. So you see the image right there now, right? So we have a lot of images that we can just bring in. Everything has to be approved. I'm just trying to show everybody how this works, right? And so if we do that, and we have the voices on the bottom, we have this little dot right here. Okay, we can add it, we can bring another image in there. We can upload another image here. We'll just pick that one as example. And we can change that one out and upload another one. So there's a lot of different things that we can do that will teach you how to do all this stuff, okay? So once we do that, then we have the various voices on the bottom. We refresh it. And
welcome to the
it'll play all of the things that we've just added. Okay, So that's how it works. And it's working really great. It's really cool. So what questions do we have, Bob?
I don't see any questions yet. Give Patrick some kudos. Give him some love. Give us a 5 if you've got value out of this part of training. Give us a 5 if you've got value out of this part of the training, and want to see more of this in the future.
And if we can get it approved, Bob,
Well, yeah.
Which we can.
Yeah, obviously there's a step-by-step procedure, and we are doing the testing right now. And then once we have something that we're ready to show to DesAlps, we will send it up the ladder and get it approved. And once we get it approved, then we will test it ourselves. Okay. So again, we're going to do all these things so that we have done it and we have done the initial investments. And so we can come back just like we do every week in training.
Welcome to the
and give you the gold nugget that you take and apply, and then you come back and say, hey, I want more. Okay. And this is what this training is all about. Okay. The training is to teach you how to run your business first and foremost, and all the things that you've got to learn.
So the one thing, Bob, I want just to leave everybody with, I'll just
enchanting world of Des Alpes, where alpine charm meets luxurious living. Embark on a journey through stunning landscapes and discover exclusive experiences tailored just for you.
So
immerse yourself in the beauty of the Alps and explore a world where every moment is a cherished memory. Sign up today to unlock a mountain of endless possibilities. Des Alpes.
Okay, so you see this QR code up here, right? We can make a big QR code. We don't want any phone number in here. We just want the logo because we don't want it to go to the wrong place. We won't even, I wouldn't even put the URL here. It's just contact us here at this QR code, because this QR code is going to be what Bob was saying, and I said before, going to your what? Where's it going to go? Everybody tell me where it's going to go, right? To your rotator that you put all the people in that's participating. So let's say, for example, you get 100 people, then they all give you $10, right? So you've got $1,000 to spend. Well, $1,000 at $50 a day is 20 days worth of advertising, highly targeted to each of those channels that we want to target to. Does that make sense to everybody? I mean, I get goosebumps, Bob, when I think about this. Yeah. I mean, we've already sold $2,000 worth of product just off the first ad for $50. See, not here, but elsewhere, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. But one of the questions I do have about this platform,
sure.
Yes, the streaming is absolutely where you want to target, because unless you're paying for ad free, and it's not anybody that thinks they're paying for ad free because they're paying more to Netflix for ad free. It is not completely ad-free. It is less ads, absolutely less ads, but it's not ad-free. So at any rate, understand that. Secondly, time slots, Patrick. Do you get to pick specific time slots
yes.
during the day?
Yes.
That listen, ladies and gentlemen, what you just heard is critical, because we all know when the majority of people are watching what? Streaming services.
When is that, Bob?
Well, it's actually all day long, all night long, depending on time zones and whatnot. But there's times, there's what we call in the radio industry, there's drive times, right, Patrick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's prime time. Prime time in the United States is between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time or Eastern Time. Okay, prime time. Well, what's prime time? Prime time is programming that is in the prime hours that people are sitting and watching after dinner and before they go to sleep. Okay, that's what prime time is called. So understand your demographics first. Understand your demographics first, because if you don't pick your demographics correctly, you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. Secondly, when you're thinking about a rotator, the first thing you got to think about the rotator is what link that you're running, the content and the format of that link. Do not take and spend $50 a day on any advertising and do your what? Your affiliate links. I don't care what business you're in. You're wasting your time, and more so, you're wasting your investment of money. Yes, it is all tax deductible. Keep your receipts, okay? But be smart and learn from people that are already doing this, right? That already have things approved, that already have success, right? And this is why you're here in the training. Thank you, Patrick.
One last thing in reference to what you were just saying. Everybody put your thinking cap on for a second in reference to what Bob just said. And everybody give me what you think there's a number of people that search at a specific period of time of the day that nobody really seems to be able, they can't reach anybody. And I'll just tell you, okay, between midnight and 4 p.m., 46%-ish of all searches, depending upon where you search, it's anywhere from 35 to 54, are searching for something. And we do this for our business clients, our dentists, okay? 54% of the people searching for dental procedures and dental this, dental that, are searching when the dental office is closed. Does that make sense to everybody?
Now, Patrick, you said 12 a.m. to 4 p.m. Did you mean 12 a.m. to 4 a.m.?
12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
That's what I thought you meant. Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? And so we target those hours.
That's correct, Evelyn.
Right? When people are known to be searching, and and let's face it, make money online, blah, 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 whatever our tagline is, most of the people aren't going to be searching for you during the day because they're working. So we want to target certain times because that's going to save us money, save us impressions, and we're only going to get to the people that are going to want to see what we are offering based on our targeted person, our targeted product, and the event that we want them to see on the tags that we create. Make money online, do this, skincare, whatever it is we're selling. Now, think about how cool this is going to be when the mall opens, right? And we can start sharing with people how to get paid by opening your own mall while doing nothing. Obviously, that tagline is not going to be approved, okay? But you get my point.
Yeah.
And then they see your ad. And it's going to be a lot more polished than this. It's going to be all DeSelp's, content, not ours. It's all going to be approved. Nothing can be changed. You've got it all, all terms of service are done, right? So this is where the excitement thing, Bob, the other day that came in, for me, when I saw in our meeting, the mall and what it's going to be doing, and all the, just think, buy your own soap, buy your own detergent, buy your own car, buy your own furniture, buy your own,
and
right?
get paid to do it.
And get paid to do it.
So,
I mean, crazy stuff.
So
crazy stuff.
Patrick is going down the road that I wanted to touch on. We've got two brilliant ladies that are waiting patiently to be interviewed a little bit, give us some testimonies about their journey and their background. So we'll get to that in just a minute. But Patrick is absolutely 100% correct. Okay, we have developed, because now, yes, we're talking 100% DeSalps, so everybody understands. So for all the guests that are here that may not understand what DeSalps is, that you will start picking up on that. But we appreciate you being here. You're not required to stay at this point.
One last disclaimer, okay? Do not go to Vibe. Do not sign up. Do not do anything, because if you do that, you'll lose out on all the things that we can do. And we've negotiated some discounts and some other things through what we're doing so that that whole process can be easy and simple. And we're not going to charge anything to do it. We're here to help. So don't go buy it on yourself. because you're going to miss out on some opportunities. Okay.
Very good. I'm glad you brought that up, Patrick.
And if you have done it, just go do it again under a different URL, different email
Different
account,
email, right?
different email account.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't. Yeah. And again, there's no reason for you to jump out. What you got to understand, what we're doing here for you is we are doing what? We're previewing things. We're previewing technology. We're previewing tools. We're previewing resources that we are in the middle of testing for you. So if you want to jump out there and do things on your own, nobody can stop you, but do not do any advertising whatsoever outside of the advertising that we're doing right now, which is totally generic by nature, except for the static images that have been approved and the videos approved by DesAlps. Speaking of which, there's a lot of people asking about wanting the PDF, meaning the PowerPoint. That PowerPoint is proprietary property of DesAlps only. Nobody is getting that. So don't bother asking anymore. Okay? Why? Because there is a possibility of somebody getting that and then they try to make edits to it, which is not approved. So we're not going to give it to anybody, which means that they want it because they want to make their own version of their DesAlps video. Not happening. Not happening. I'm just telling you all up front right now. Okay? Because we are at some point, the company is going to go to evergreen webinars. And evergreen webinars means that they create a webinar that is the only thing approved, and you will never get anything else approved because everybody's got to be on the same page saying the same things. Why? Because of compliance, legalities in 160 countries. So your 17-minute version is not the 47-minute version that got approved. And nobody, I've already spoke, just so everybody's clear and understands where this is all coming from. Gary and I now are, for lack of better words, not official admins of DesAlps Corporation, but we are pretty much there in the realm that we deal with. The ownership, which is DesAlps President Danielle Dalpay, and now the newest admin that just got added, who is also the director of operations for the entire company, Denis. I was hoping for him to be here today, but he must have been held up. Claude, who none of you all have met yet, is the original founder with Danielle of the original concept from 7 to 10 years ago that I was privileged and blessed to have a 2-hour conversation yesterday with. And they are 100% impressed and on board with us. And the reason why is because Gary and I have the single largest team in the whole company. We are currently over 16,000 ambassadors below us, all fully qualified for the entire compensation plan and already in profit. And so I'm going to ask all of you right here, if you have at least your first 2 ambassadors in your community, give us a 1. If you have at least your first 2 ambassadors in your personal communities, give us a 1. And I'm going to show you something here for all you guests that may be here that are not members yet, that don't know anything about DesAlps. I will tell you, we are not here to sell you DesAlps. We're not here to pitch you DesAlps, but we are here with the DesAlps membership now. And so this part of the training is specifically for DesAlps. So again, I said you're not required to be here. You may leave or you may stay. It's up to you. But there is nobody here trying to recruit you, because that's not what this platform on Saturdays is for. So yes, you see the majority. So when we talk about this, you have to understand that we designed this ourselves. The way that we built this, the way that Gary and I built this was not designed by DesAlps. DesAlps designed the platform that the compensation plan and everything runs on, and the platform that is being built that will hold them all, which will be moved over to its own servers very shortly. Okay, so hold all your questions. Hold all your questions or any questions you may have about what's going on, because one of the things is if you're not plugged in, meaning that you're not in the Skype room or you're not in one of the Facebook groups that the senior leaderships and leaders have, or you're not in WhatsApp, you're not in Telegram, you're all over the place right now. Okay, I'm going to tell you, this is a new year, and Patrick, myself, Gary, and Lou have a platform called Go High Level, and there's a lot of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, but we will continue to pursue the opportunity to move our 16,000 people to one platform and not 50. Okay, now, does that mean that you can't have your own Facebook groups for your teams? Absolutely not. Does not mean that. That's going to happen. But you have to understand the value of being able to be on one platform for communication purposes first, and then for the opportunity to gain resources that you might want to use. As an example, we're going to have group rooms on this platform for your team. We're going to have rooms that you have the Chinese team that needs to have a room so they can speak in Chinese. A team for the India group. We have a huge group in China and the United States with their Chinese. We have a huge group growing already in India. We have a huge group growing in different countries of Africa. So these are why we are already past, we're probably past 16,000, and the company is only at 21,000, right, Gary?
That's pretty
You
cool.
want to elaborate on that some?
Well, let's back it up. Bob and I and Robert actually started this. We're starting into our 17th week of building this while we were in pre-launch. So when I look back what our numbers were 4 weeks ago, even 5 weeks ago. And if I'm not mistaken, the number that we achieved, I'm going to say between 4 and 5 weeks in between the two. Bob and I were only at 2,300 then. But what had happened is we hit a growth spurt. And that growth spurt is not slowed down one iota and has only grown since. And so when you hit the growth spurt in an organization of any kind, any opportunity, you actually have more people coming in per day, and you can't even keep up with it. It's just mind-boggling when you achieve that. And fortunately for us as well, we have people that are in our second, third, fourth, and fifth levels that are starting to achieve the same thing. We have people that have as much as 7,000 under them personally right now. And there's an irony here. I'm going to pick on Bob for a second. Bob's wife actually makes a little bit more money than he does right now. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have said that, right?
No, she does.
She does.
And that is
That's
a blessing.
the beauty of it.
That is a blessing. And she's not the only one. We got people underneath her are making more money than her.
Exactly. And that's the beauty. See, here's the report card, folks. In the old way of doing things, and I'm gonna refer back to that because the way we did things.
Oh, hang on a second, Gary. I got to answer this question. Sorry, Bruce Elkin. That is absolutely incorrect. Bruce and I had the privilege and blessing of having a 2-hour conversation with Bruce the other night. Brilliant marketer in his own. Gary helped him speak and answer a lot of questions to a very, very big builder. And I'm not going to name names because it's not relevant, but Bruce absolutely sees the value of how we teach and how we do things, and it absolutely helped. But her income, Bruce, just to let you know, is her income out of this business, and my income is my income. Thank you. Back to you, Gary.
So here's the thing, folks. By doing things different than the old way of doing things, created two elements here. it created what we call the 90% qualified, okay? And that becomes your report card. The success of the people below you is the report card, okay? It's not how much I make, not how much Bob makes, or any one individual. It's how many in the group, in the organization below you that are making money, right? That's the key. That's your report card. So by helping people get qualified in profit right away, what have we done? Bob gave you the number of ambassadors we have within this organization. It's mind-boggling, right? We are at least about 70% of the company. 70%. Folks, the company itself will never catch up with us. Okay? We will always be within that range, 65, 70, 75% of the company, because we have hit the growth rate that cannot be stopped. It cannot be slowed down. It can only grow.
How many are we growing at a day now? We have, and I've been tracking this, Gary, for 13 days in a row.
Yeah.
How many?
We're well over 500 a day.
New members.
New members. And our issue up to this point was we had more new members coming in than old ones upgrading, and couldn't quite get the process done on any one given day. So the growth is built into what we've done. Now, let's look at, for a few seconds, the old school way of doing it. And we could have done it that way, but we saw a different way. Had we gone in, I probably put in somewhere into maybe mid-30s, and Bob somewhere close to in that same range, personally, but we didn't take them as personals.
Only two.
We only took 2 personals because that's what to break even or get into profit. What we did was help our team get qualified all the way down. 2 helping 4, helping 8, helping 16, helping 32. Right?
And Angela, we're not giving anything away. That is a false misconception. When you heard somebody over the last weeks and months say you're giving away $5,300 a month, you are not giving away anything. You are helping people, because that's what our mission is. Our mission is to help the 97% get qualified as fast as possible and into profit now. There is no company on the face of this planet, no company. I know them all, and I know most of the owners. And I'm telling you, there is no company that has got 20,000 people with the potential of all being in profit on day one at launch. That has never happened. Never happened. Right, Gary?
But well, let's talk about that for a second, because I want to go back and look at the old model for a second. We just said that we're 90% qualified in our groups, right? Everybody, and we showed you earlier how many people had their 2 or more earlier. So let's look at the old school model. The old school model was what? Pour more people in at the top than fall at the bottom, right? Because people that weren't making money did what after 3 or 4 months? They dried off that vine and like that prune that didn't get any water, and they died and fell on the ground. So you have to make that up. So if I had gone in and put, say, 30, 32, 33, whatever the number was, in the system and put them all as my personals, I would just still be waiting for most of them to get their 2 people, right? People would be sitting there on that vine because they don't know how to, they didn't know how to build a bit. They like the model, but the reality of recruiting is difficult for somebody that does not know how to do it correctly. What's the old saying? What's the old motto? NFL, no friends left, right? Why? Because you kept trying to recruit friends and family and anybody that you actually knew close to look at what you were doing. But were they suitable for the business that we're in? Okay. Some businesses, it would never be suitable. Okay. See, here's the thing. For my background is from sales. Okay. So I have that ability already. I've honed that ability for 40 years, give or take about 40 years. Even though I started, and some of you have heard this story, I started as this shy, reclusive, afraid to speak to anybody type of person. I was introvert. I built my way out of being an introvert by doing the very thing I feared. Okay. So, going back to that model that didn't work for most people, it might work for about 15%, but it left 85% either frustrated, ready to quit, or did quit. Okay. Why? Because they weren't making any money. If you're not going to make any money, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to just keep on paying till you do figure it out, or you're going to look for a different opportunity and blame the opportunity for why you failed. Maybe the product wasn't as good as you thought it was, or what they told you it was, or the service. Some companies use some type of service. Okay. There's lots of variations of different platforms out there. Folks, what we have done here is a new way to do it. And it's so effective. And it created what? What did it create? When you have 90% qualified, the 10% that aren't qualified, you know why they're not qualified? Because they're
just
new.
getting started.
They just got started. Okay.
Just getting started.
They're just getting started.
Hey, Gary, we're past the top of the hour, and I got a couple of testimonies we need to get in. Okay,
let's cut trading right there, and let's go head right into the testimonies.
Appreciate that. So we've got two brilliant ladies that are fast moving up into the leadership positions. And just so you know, yes, we have leadership positions, and leadership starts at a team of 3 levels, fully qualified and in profit. So that is a team leader. Okay, a group leader is an individual, female or male, that has a group of at least 62, again, fully qualified in profit. And then a global leader right now has teams of 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 or more. And we have a number of those individuals that are in the senior leadership team and also as leaders moving up the ladder. So what I want to do, first of all, Angela Castleman, are you out there?
You'll need to unmute. There we go.
Hey, Angela.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh, there we go. Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're blessed to have you. And so basically just take a few minutes, give everybody a little background of where you come from, how you came to know about the Zalps, where you started with your own, right, with your own business with the Zalps, and where you've come to today. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm from London, Ontario, Canada, and I've been doing multi-level marketing and sales for a number of years. And the last 2 years, I really wanted to make money online. I actually was starving in the springs and summers trying to do that. and I was doing digital marketing. That was my last thing. And I literally threw up the towel until I saw Sammy post a force matrix, $100 per person. So I said, what, I'll give it a go. I'll see what it was. And what changed was the fact that we help people, because in so many of them, there was a woman that I used to follow, and she was always making all the money because it was her link that was always being shared, right? And then all of us were always like, why aren't we getting the results that she's getting, right? So that's what really frustrated me, is because I actually want to help people. I want them to have results. So I was scared for them to come into businesses with me, because I was like, well, I'm hardly making anything. How am I going to have them make anything, right? So it's really been a treat for me to introduce it to somebody and then tell my people under me, I just got you a direct, and they're all excited, right? So that's really encouraging to me. So I started out with I brought in my family, and I brought in a couple, and then we worked together with my senior team to make sure everybody had what they needed when they started. And now I'm at, I think, 19 or 20 people under me, and I don't plan to stop. I want to, get everybody qualified and at 62 as fast as possible.
So that's almost, well, that's your 3 levels, 8 and 4 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So you're past your 3 levels. So congratulations, everybody.
Thank
Let's
you.
give the love, the share. Let's give the hands to, she is a team leader.
Thank
not
you.
By default, by doing what we're doing. So let me ask you a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
The training that we provide, we call it belly to belly. So do you enjoy working close with people so you get to know them a little bit, right?
Absolutely. And the fact that you don't charge is awesome too, because like I said, I was in digital marketing, right? I paid the $900 US
Right.
Canadian to get into that, to get the free training and all that stuff. But it still didn't seem like anything wasn't working for some reason. And I was doing my things like posting 3 times a day, going live, and I was just getting burnt out. And I'm like, I don't know why this isn't a thing for everybody, right? And so when I saw this, and that it was community building, making sure everybody succeeded, it was a game changer. And then having these free lives, these free trainings, and it's stuff that I haven't learned from the other ones. Like, they just continue the same things over and over again.
Right.
You guys keep giving new things, and I'm really appreciating that.
Well, we appreciate that, and we appreciate the fact that, because this is not about Gary and I, not about Patrick, not even about the senior leadership as well, because we have to have leadership in place. Do we not, Angela?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's not just chain of command. It's not just control the chaos, but it is real leadership. So, so ladies and gentlemen, Angela may not have started out as a leader, may not have made and been successful in anything else, but lo and behold, a little bit of nuggets and a little bit of application, and voila. Angela, she did not trip over herself and start with 2 people, and then all of a sudden, miraculously, she's now at 19 or 20 people. I don't think that was miraculous, right?
No.
I think that was probably a collective of all of your people being able to do what? Talk to each other, share with each other, and work together for the same purpose. Is that sound correct?
Yeah. We all have the same goal: help each other get there too.
Duplication.
Yeah.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, duplication is not you. You are not ever going to be duplicatable. I know that sounds cliche. You've heard it a million times, but it is a fact. What is duplicatable is a process that is tried, true, and tested, and actually works, and you don't try to change it to fit your persona. Okay, you make your persona fit the process, right, Angela? And just stick to the process. And how long have you been with us?
Oh, a couple of months.
A couple of months. Okay. Yeah. Now, some people look at that and say, well, Bob and Gary, you've got 16,000 ambassadors under you in 4 months, and Angela's been with 2 months. Why didn't she? Look, everybody has to start somewhere, right, Angela?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Then once you have your goals set, That is a goal set. Now that she's a team leader, now she will take her goals and objectives and the process, and she will make sure that her people continue this process. But mostly, listen to this very carefully, ladies and gentlemen, a team leader's job as a true leader is to lead up front by example and never expect any of your people to do anything more or anything less than what you are showing them to do. Does that make sense, Angela?
100%. They're copycats, right? Monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's just a fact of life. And so if Angela is coming to the trainings and she's bringing new guests, what is her people going to do? Come on, community, throw it out there. What if you are coming to the trainings and you're bringing guests, what are your people going to do? They're going to do the same thing. Why? Because they know that their leader expects them to do this. And why does their leader expect them to do this? Because number one, this is a real business. This is not a side gig. This is not just, maybe I'll do this tonight. Maybe I'll do this tomorrow. I'm gonna suggest to each and every one of you here in front of Angela, in front of the world, all of you that have day jobs, give me a 1 if you still have a full-time day job. Give me a 1 if you still have a full. I don't. I'm retired. Sorry. Give me a 1 if you got a full-time day job. Now I'm gonna shame some people, and you're not gonna like it, but I don't care. And I don't care because I love you. And if you start listening to what you're hearing, not from me and Gary and Patrick, but from Angela, and you're going to hear from Michelle, and you're going to continue every week in, week out now hearing from new people. Why? Because we've proven that the process works, and you're going to want to hear the success from those individuals, the many, not the few. I don't care about the few of us that eventually, because we've started this and we're in a partnership position and we're this and we're that, we're this and that are going to make 20,000, 30,000, 40, 50,000 a month. Yes, my wife is going to do that. She's already making more than I am. Okay. And that's exactly what we wanted. But what I want to hear from, what Patrick wants to hear from, what Gary wants to hear from, what all of our senior leadership around the world, including our new senior leaders from international countries that we're getting ready to promote, they want to hear about all the little people, because that's what we did this for. That's what we're doing this for. That is our purpose. That is our mission. Is that correct, Angela?
Yeah. Makes
sense, right?
Oh yeah. And to help people get in profit right away is so awesome.
And so obviously while we're sitting here talking about this, obviously, yes, in your back office, you can look and you can say, well, Bob, that's just a number that's on a screen. That doesn't mean anything. Okay. I get it. I've been there, done that. Okay. We've been doing this step by step, and understand this. The majority of everybody that is with us right now would have never, ever been allowed to be in this position. Never. Only us as partners with the master distributors and our first 2 levels. When we started this in week 1, we were interviewed by DeSalps to qualify our first 2 levels. And my wife is on my first level, left leg, period. And she didn't get interviewed. I got interviewed because I put her there. Okay. And Amy Carpenter is my number 1 on my first level right leg. They didn't have to interview Amy Carpenter because they see and they know from her experiences what she's capable of doing and what she's already done with her team. Amy's got, I don't know, a couple of hundred now or more. I don't know. So we keep losing track of numbers. But the point being is the company is family friendly, right? And there is a strategy behind how we position our family members, because we're not going to stack them under each other. No. And it's not because it's against the terms. Okay. Yes. In the terms, it tells you the first 5 levels. They're not talking about your first 5 levels. They were talking about the master distributor's first 5 levels. Gary and I are on the number 1 master distributor's 6th level. So literally, Gary and I are number 63, 64, and 65 in the entire company. that gives you all some perspective on where you might potentially be under us. Okay. And Gary and I built 16,000 people under us exactly the way Angela is doing it today. So literally, Angela is only a couple of months behind us. I'll give you another example with this. My son was the last one of the family. He's very critical, analytical by nature, worse than I am. And he's a 7-year self-taught day trader, very successful. And now he started his own company because he was with Stocks to Trade, a major company with a major platform. And he was the analyst for the biggest money maker that company has. Tim, I forget his last name, but he's multi-million-dollar earner. And he was his analyst. And now my son has his own business and already has people. And you know what he's doing? He was doing it for free in his Discord. And now he's charging somebody $50 a month. And he's already got 5, 6, I don't know, 10 people that have come from the Discords and are learning his tactics, because my son has $10,000 weeks. 5,000. He had a $5,000 day just last week. 7, and it's on and on and on. Now, does he win every day? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But if you follow his trading, the way he's taught himself how to trade in the market, he doesn't trade commodities. He doesn't trade anything but straight out of the market using the SPY, NASDAQ, and so on. OTCs. He's brilliant with OTCs. Now, I'm not trying to promote my son, but I'm just trying to tell you the reason that he came last. Okay, so my wife, first of all, my family's never been involved in my business. Never. They've always benefited from the money that I've created, especially I've owned my own internet companies. Okay. And when I did, okay, they benefited because my daughter and Dad, I need the card, and off to the shopping they would go.
Yep.
We're going to talk about shopping in a minute, because we're going to get through Michelle first.
I love it. I love it.
But understand this. Everybody has the same opportunity that Gary and I and Patrick did when we started 5 months ago. So because you're here today and you may only have your first 2, you're in profit.
Yeah.
And you never have to pull another dime out of your pocket. So don't freak out. Don't fret.
That's my favorite.
Just plug in.
Yeah.
If you could tell right now, Angela, if you could tell the hundreds of people that we have on this Zoom right now, the number one thing that was your success, what would you tell them?
I would say that it was, it didn't have to come out of pocket all the time. Like, I understand digital marketing was a one-time thing, but it was like a struggle to always have to find somebody, right? This way, you already found your people, you're making money every month. And that's the big difference, is people want the money to be consistent, not a constant struggle to have to find someone new.
But so you could agree that finding 2, sharing, you don't even have to find 2. You just need to share with 2 like-minded individuals that have the same concepts, that watch the videos, that get the questions answered, and they come in. Does that sound reasonable?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to give you a little tidbit now. Okay, because when we first started training, when we first started teaching what Gary and I do, it was only based on the one compensation plan that we had access to. We called it the meat and potatoes. Okay. Actually, now we know that that's the 3rd compensation plan. The first compensation plan is the 2x20, and we are all getting paid. You may not understand this yet, but each and every one of you are getting paid 50 cents per person per level for as many that are in that's only part.
Yeah.
So the first part of your compensation is your people that you're bringing in and the ones that are coming in under them. The second part of your compensation is the 2x20, 50 cents per person per level from the mall that we don't even have turned on yet.
I know.
50 cents a person is going to jump to $3 minimum the minute we all start doing what, Angela?
Getting our product every month.
We start making a purchase.
Yeah.
And no, we don't. Although we're not going to actually be technically required to, everybody's going to do it anyway. Why? Yeah. Because you want to get paid the commission.
you would think, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm going to tell you something. and I'm gonna bring Michelle on, so be patient with me, Michelle. I'm gonna bring Michelle on just a second. I decided to take a test of something, and you know, every time we turn around, Gary and I are testing something, and I test phrases. And I test phrases from a marketing technique because I'll talk to anybody. Ask my wife. And my wife will talk to strangers, but I'll talk to people specifically if I feel a vibe about them, right? So I've got several bank accounts where we live, and I'm in one of the new, because I opened up a new bank account specifically for Des Alpes, and I sit there with the bank manager, and we're talking about different things, and I tested this. Now I want you all, this is recording, but I want you all to hear this. 4 words. 4 words. 4 simple words that are going to change everybody's life. You better write these down. Do you shop online? End. And stop. Stop. You don't say a word. You just ask the question. I asked that question 15 times in 2.5 hours in my errands, just running my errands yesterday, my honeydews. 15 times I got yes. Can I have your business card? I want to see your mall. Boom. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Now, is that easy or what, Angela?
It is. It is. I actually came home from dropping my sister off at her salon, and I had a package at the door from my mom ordering online.
Okay. Now who is your, now I got to ask you, people keep trying to come to me, and some of them are even my students, and they keep, oh, Bob, I just don't know who to reach out to. Really? You don't know who to reach out to? Come on, let's be serious about this now. First of all, what is our mission, Angela? What is our mission?
That no one gets left behind.
No one gets left behind, because we are going to pick up all those that have been burnt to a crisp, including the Des Alpes management and ownership. Do you realize that you may not understand this? They're all in the business. And that is a first, and you want to understand that. Why? Because their families are being protected by us.
Yeah.
They have everything to lose if we are not successful. Give me a 10 if you understand what I'm talking about. Give me a 10 if you understand what I just said to you. The people that are leaders and the owners and their families themselves are all in the business, just like you and I are, and that protects each and every one of you. Understand this, folks. They have as much or more to lose than anybody. What do we got to lose? $200? Are you kidding me? Yes, you are risking $200. And I will say this once, and I'm only going to say it once right now. If $200 one time out of your pocket is a problem for you and your family, do not do it. That's not what we're about. You're not going to take money off the table that buys your groceries. We're not going to take your money from your electric bill, your gas bill, your rent, your mortgage payment. If I find that out, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm just going to tell you, this is not what we're about. Yes, you've got to have some disposable income to start. No, you're not paying anybody every month like you've been doing in network marketing industry. Every month you pay, and you hope and pray that you get some kind of commission from the owner, and you never do. Well, Angela, I appreciate that. I need to bring on Michelle.
Thank you so much.
And give everybody give her a round of applause. Let's give her some hearts down there in your reaction. Hit that reaction, hit the thumbs up. Give her the love, folks. Give her the love. Thank you.
Hey, Bob, Angela. I gotta run pick somebody up at the airport. I'm gonna post something in the chat for everybody for the Vibe stuff. If they want for our help, they can do it. If you've already done it, just change the email address and pick it up here. And there it goes. Everybody can click that link. It'll come back to us.
Take that link. Click that link. It's free to get started with, right?
Absolutely. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
And hold that. And when you get it, hold it. Put it in your folder for now. We're going to have more training on stuff like this. You guys, you have to all be bringing at least one person. I'm challenging before we end all this. I'm challenging each and every one of you. There is no reason why you cannot, each and every one of you, bring at least one new person a week to this free trading. Michelle, are you out there?
I'm here.
I'm gonna leave, Bob, but I'm gonna ask you one question.
Go ahead.
If you make the best hamburger in town, why do you want to go to another place to eat a hamburger that's not as good as yours?
And even if you're paying $1 or $2 more for it.
Exactly.
Okay, Alan brought up a very good. Alan is way down from me. Okay, Alan's on here. Alan and I talk all the time. He's in Joseph Anthony's leg, but he's probably 400 or 500 down from me. Now, why do I say that? I say that because the depth is what we're building now, and that's why Gary and I and Patrick, we will never. The company will never outgrow us. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't, and we are all protected. What do I mean by that? That means that everybody that's got their first 3 levels or more right now are all protected from any, and you don't want spillover. We don't talk about it because we didn't use it. Nobody can guarantee it. And if you do, you're lying to people. Don't do it. Don't tell people they can come in and recruit and make $600 a month without recruiting. That's not there anymore anyway. I don't want to see anybody advertising, we'll build your team for you. No, we're not building your team for you. We're building your team with you. We are doing that. Okay. Thank you, Patrick, for your time.
Last comment.
It
is USA only right now. USA only.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a question in the chat. See you guys. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Patrick.
Have a blessed day. All right. See you.
Appreciate you, brother. Hey, we need to talk, Patrick.
Later on. I got later tonight.
Well, we need to talk about your side.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Yeah. Amy saved her overtime money. Michelle, are you there?
I'm here.
Great to have you.
You're welcome. I'm excited to share too.
Well, so you heard what we talked to Angela about. So just go give it up to us. Let's hear.
Give it out. All right. My name is Michelle Barnhouse. Right now I'm in New Mexico, hopefully moving later in the year, not sure where. I've been in network marketing and other things, pretty much anything, for about 20 years. And what drew me into DeSalbs most of all, and I didn't take a look at it at all the first time it was introduced. My bad. I could kick myself, but it's okay. I came around. And what really appealed to me are a few things. One, it's passive. It's residual. You can do it with anything else that you're doing already. And that, it's not just an opportunity. It's a game changer because it does not leave anybody out. Anyone can do it and succeed with just minimal effort, basically, in their spare time. If they're consistent, that's the key too. You can't just put 10 minutes in it, ignore it a month, and move on to your life. So, over the years, I've been involved with different team builds, and we see it out there everywhere being promoted, team builds. But I think over time, the concept has gotten lost because, like you said, we'll build your team for you. In essence, they don't, and people expect them to. So what's important about a team build is that, everybody obviously is consistent and helps out. If they lack the skills to recruit, and I'm not a master recruiter myself at all, but that's where we team together and work as a team. And that's the most important part. So what we have here is, is just something totally different. And definitely by working in a team, it ensures success for everybody. So I've been using some techniques that I learned in a past team build that pretty much had, the head wrapped around it in a good way. And I think communication has been really key with my team. They know how I'm running things as far as the team build. They know what's expected of them. And sure, you're going to get some people who don't plug in, but for the most part, I have some amazing leaders on my team already. But applying those skills and working together as a team, I think that's what really led us to where we're at today. Since I started at the end of November, I'm really proud of it. I mean, I'm not in the hundreds or thousands, but I'm nearly at 50 members. since the end of November.
That's
Many
amazing.
of,
For
yeah,
this
and
short
many
period of
of
time. It's
them,
amazing.
yeah, and many of them are already into level 3 and 4, and that's obvious, right? Because everybody follows everybody. So watching them progress too and succeed, it's super rewarding for me. It's what I've wanted to do all my life, is help others, and I want to help thousands more, of course, in the future. But I just can't wait until I see my team to actually reach level 5 and beyond, to see what 2025 is going to actually bring us. And I really think that this year is going to be a year of growth, abundance, opportunity, and you know, I'm excited to be leading the way with this helps, and I think it's pretty extraordinary what we have here.
I think one of the things, because I'm watching the chat here, you're getting a lot of kudos, but it appears that you got a lot of your team here.
Yeah.
And that is tantamount to success overall, ladies and gentlemen, right?
Right.
Talk about the fact that plugging in is so important.
Yep, it is. It is. It's plugging in because, you know, some people, you know, for example, I do have a couple of people on my team that you know how you say get to know your 62, but the thing is, if they're under someone and we cannot connect for some reason, you know, I've reached out, I've tried to plug them into what we're doing, but you know, you can't change somebody. So you are going to get those people who want to be a lone wolf. However, what I do see there is that they're not filling in because they're not plugging into what we're doing. If everybody helps, you know, do the tasks, I have tasks for people. Okay. We try to use people's skills in the right places so that,
absolutely,
you know, we help the whole team, and that's their contribution to the team, whatever their skill is, basically. And we have bigger plans as far as a team and community of our own. We have bigger plans, and we hope that that also attracts people because of the benefits they're going to get by being a part of our community. So
great. So
yeah.
if you, besides plugging in,
yeah,
we got a lot of brand new people here that are just getting started, and obviously the size of teams are predicated that we've seen now over the last 4 or 5 months based solely only on how long they've been here, right?
Yeah.
Because yes, Gary and I only put 2 people in. My 2 people are my wife and Amy Carpenter, and that was it. That's where I stopped. Then they put their 2 people in. Then they put their 2 people in. And in 1 week, Gary and I went from our 2 people to what, Gary, 100?
Just over 100. I think, if I remember right.
In the second week,
103 at the end of 7 days.
I'll never forget that. And Gary and I, when we first talked about this during that week, we didn't realize what we even had yet. Okay.
Nothing.
And again, this is not about us. This is about people like Michelle, people like Angela, people like Amy, people like Angela Holmes, people like Craig Linford, Big Al Connolly. I can go on and on and on, seeing and understanding not just the concept, not just a mission, but the ability to build a way that we help 97% of the people instead of 3%. Does that sound right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Why is that important?
Well, it gives confidence. I think the biggest draw, or the biggest people on my team, the biggest makeup of my team are people that have failed in the past, right? They're frustrated. They don't want to really share it because they're embarrassed. You know, we all have that, you know, NFL club, like Gary said. And here's the deal, though. I tried to say, no matter how embarrassing it is, no matter what you say, just share it with someone. And this is how I say it. You know, we don't want them to be mad at us later because we didn't share it, number one. So we tell them, we're okay with you saying no. But, you know, are you open to looking at least? Okay. Because you don't want to be the one that decides for that person that has always said no to you, that maybe this is the time for them that they would have said yes. You don't want to miss that opportunity for them, being able to help them. And, you know, if they're mad at you for sharing, well, move on. So what? You know, who cares? Yeah. So.
See, Michelle brings up a very important point. Okay. You have to trust the process, meaning that you, when you're first learning, now, obviously Michelle's at a point where she can actually do 3-way calls, and we teach belly to belly. Okay. Now, why did we do that? Well, first of all, we went back to the old way I went back to how I used to do it when I built a huge team in Excel Communications here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Some of you may not even know what that is, but it was the first and only MLM that took long distance and gave you savings first and then commission after that because you built a team. And it went just crazy, And I'm taking the concept of how that build went offline, and we're already doing that. I'm doing it exactly the way we did it in those hotel meetings when there was no technology. Okay, yes, online is easier, right? Because we have the Zoom technology that we're using today, and we can reach the world all at the same time. And we will continue to do that. We will continue to expand on it because we're having Zooms now where we're exceeding our limits of 500. So we're going to have to get on bigger platforms. Okay. And we want people to follow. So we expect people to follow, but we don't expect them to invest thousands and thousands of their own dollars yet until they're capable. Okay. So that's what we're doing. All right. What we're doing is providing the tools, the resources, and the training for free to everybody so that everybody can do what? Get out the gate on day one, which we are getting very close to. I'll talk more about that before we end the meeting. But plugging in to your leadership and the people above you and below you talking to each other is hugely important. Okay. And we keep proving that over and over again. And the ones that are not doing it have no growth. I'm just going to be honest with you. I've got people that are struggling in different parts of my teams, and they're struggling because they're trying to do it their own way. They're trying to tell their prospects the whole story. And that's not how it works. That's not how you're going to be successful. The only successful way is to start out with a simple conversation, and it cannot get any more simpler, Michelle, right now than do you shop online? Right,
Amazing.
Michelle?
Pretty amazing.
Okay, because what is your business? Your business is not the money grab. Your business is not $100 per person per level. We started out with that because we didn't have anything else to give you, but we weren't waiting on des Alps. And it's a darn good thing, Michelle, we didn't wait, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So what is the business? The business is going to be your mall, your personal mall. I've said this a couple of times now. I'm saying it now. You have to understand how big a deal this is. Shopping online is not a fad, is it, Michelle?
It is not a fad.
No, it is not a
real
fad.
thing all over the world.
Right. And so the fact is, is anybody here familiar with Groupon? Give me a one if you remember Groupon and you're familiar with Groupon. I'm going to give you all something that you don't know. You got to get ready for this one. How would you like to have the ability to have your own coupons, digital, obviously, to start, and have your link embedded in that coupon that you're going to share for people to go and buy in your mall? Give me a 2. Give me a 2 if you're loving that one. Give me a 2 if you're loving that one. Yes, that is coming. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, ladies and gentlemen, the tip of the iceberg. So yes, your icebreaker, if you will, for those of you that understand icebreakers, that understand conversation starters, is simply, do you shop online? That is a yes or a no question. And if it's no, thank you, have a great day. Okay, why did I say that, Michelle? Why did I do that? You're muted. You're muted.
My dogs are barking.
Why did I say it? Why did I say that? Why, when they said, if they said no to me, why did I say thank you, have a good day, and move on?
Because there's millions of people out there and they shop all over the place. So
Exactly.
It's not for them, it's for somebody else.
Look, here's the 2 things that you have to learn in life, regardless of what you're doing in business or even in life. Never, ever do what? Never chase anybody. And you never, ever have to convince anyone. And if you think that you do, I can assure you, you're not going to be successful. Does that make sense, Michelle? You're muted again.
Yes, absolutely makes sense.
And why does that make sense? Tell us. Tell everybody.
Well, because, we have people all over the world, and the first time you hear about something too, you might say no. That's a common reaction because people don't like to get sold. They like to buy though.
Right.
So I think too, if you have the right tools to, like a card, like you said, or
Yep.
a QR code, they're going to come back to you later on, or out of curiosity, they're going to check it.
Yep. And here's the next part. So, okay, Bob, I love the naysayers when you give them the opening line. Okay, well, what do you do next? Well, what do you mean? What do you do next? The person says, yeah, I shop online. They're going to say, why? They want to know why you're asking them. That is your door opener, right, Michelle?
That's right.
Because if you walk up to somebody, even if it's a friend or a relative or a family member, and you ask them, hey, do you shop online? Your family member is going to laugh at you. Go, yeah. Why would you ask me that? Thank you for asking me. What you're doing is psychology now. You're looking for a door opener that gives you permission to take that to the next level. What's the next level? So here's the next level, and it's a question. Everything demands a question to get a specific response. This is psychology, business psychology. Okay? Everything that you do requires a question in the format that deserves an answer that you will get if you pose it correctly. So the next question is, do you like to save money when you shop online, Michelle?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because I have either more money to shop or more money to do other things that I like to do.
Exactly. Now you've got the conversation rolling. So Michelle, let me ask you another question. If I gave you the opportunity to shop in my mall just to look around, and I gave you a coupon that you could potentially save on something that you might see that you might want to buy, obviously, if it fits what you're looking for, and then obviously, if it's going to cost you less than you normally would that interest you?
Yes, I would love to see what's in your mall.
Did you see what I did I ask anybody to spend any money yet?
Nope.
Okay. Did I sell you on anything yet?
Nope.
Nope. What am I doing? I'm setting you up suggestive now that you may be interested. What did you tell me? Okay, let's back this up. You told me some very specific things. You told me first that you shop online. And that is not a fad, that is a trend, and it is a $1 trillion e-commerce industry. Ask the 200 million people, including yourselves, that give Amazon $15 a month and do not get paid the way you're going to get paid. Just ask anybody, okay? I'm going to target every freaking Amazon person I know. Why? Because they're giving them $160 a year for the privilege of saving a couple of bucks and getting free shipping, and it's not free shipping. There is no free shipping. That is a pull. And what does Amazon do? Amazon owns Amazon Prime. That's why they call it Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime is a streaming service that you do get as part of it. So there's your hook. Okay, so they're also giving you Amazon Prime. Okay, we're not going to give you Amazon Prime, but I guarantee you one thing. We're going to give you $3 per person per level in your entire matrix every single month that's shopping. Now, I asked my wife today, I said, Leanne, today when you went in your back office, how many customers do you have? So she goes in her back office. Now, yes, they're ambassadors, but they're also what, Michelle? Customers, right?
Customers too.
Okay.
Yep.
Customers first, right?
Yep.
So she goes in her back office and she says, well, Bob, I have 10,850 customers. Yes, she does. Michelle, how many customers do you have so far in your back office?
Roughly 50.
There you go.
Yep.
And how many people did you sponsor out of those 50?
2.
2 for now. 2 for now.
For now.
Do you understand the success? Give Michelle some love. Give her a raised hand. Give her the hearts. Come on, guys and gals. All right. You know, she's doing exactly what we are teaching. She is teaching exactly what she needs to teach her people, because she is a team leader now. She has 3 levels full. She becomes a team leader. Now what her job is develop team leaders under her. So she'll move up to the next spot, which is a group leader. When she has 62 or more, she will be a group community leader. Then she'll be able to move up to a global leader, because she'll have hundreds and hundreds more like we do. And this is all a progression of what? Continuing to stay plugged in, continuing to keep her people plugged in, continuing to talk to each other, even if it's daily for a few minutes, just to say hello and nothing to do with business. Guys, gals, understand what you have in your hands here. Understand what you have in your hands here now. Michelle, do you got anything to add before we go? Because we're at the top of the second hour.
No, I won't take any more time, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm grateful for my team.
So
I love my
if
team.
you could, I like I asked Angela, if you could pick one thing to share with all the brand new people that are just getting started, that only have maybe their first level, what would that be?
I would say to share this with everyone, you know, because everybody needs this and everyone will be a customer or can be a customer. Just do not make the decision for that person that they don't want this already. Give them the opportunity. Share it with everybody you know. That's my opinion.
Well, great. Well, we'll be checking in on you from time to time, because the senior leadership team does not have a female leader yet. And the qualification is 1,000 in your team ambassadors. Now, that is obviously not too far down the road for some of you ladies. I'm telling you, I know who you are. I see everybody. Why? Because you're all under me and you're in my matrix, right? Okay. So that is one qualification. That is not the only qualification, but it is one, but it is an important step, because everybody on the senior leadership team are also involved in other things that we're doing behind the scenes for the benefit of all of you. And when you get to that level, then you will find out these things. All right. Thank you, Michelle. Gary.
Yes, sir.
Gary, before we shut this down, is anybody got questions for Gary, for Michelle, for Angela, or for me? And yes, we appreciate Michelle, Angela. Hey, we're looking every Saturday. So between now and next Saturday, I want 2 more people to step up. Okay. I don't care where in the world you are. Okay. I don't care if you're just getting started and want to share how excited you are that you got your first 2 people. I want you to step up, get to your leaders, get them to get to us. And so we can do this with you, because we're going to do this every week this way from now on. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Barbie. Thank you, the team leaders. Gary, you got anything?
Oh, I think we're running a little long, so let's let everybody go enjoy their weekend, and we'll look forward to next Saturday, and it'll be another special day, folks. Another special day.
The site and the updates, good question. Bruce, we continue to put this information into the leadership as we get the updates. So you should be getting the updates from your leaders. If you're not, I need to know that you're not getting updates, because I put them in the Skype room. Gary puts them in the Skype room.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I'm going to put the last update. There we go. That's our last update. That's up right there.
He was barking his ass off in that room. And
Hey.
This mostly has to deal with the mall.
That's something I haven't even seen yet.
We got to thank Joe for that.
Yep. Joe is, and Joe, I don't think, is Joe here?
I don't know.
Is Joe here? Are you here, Joe? Yeah, Joe has the single largest team of all of my team. There is no Skype link. You will be invited and added by somebody that's already in Skype. Now, Gary.
I got it, Ron. I thought it was in private anyway.
No, we don't give out the Skype link.
Yeah, I know better.
All right. Okay. Now, the reason we don't give out the Skype link is because we don't know who you are. Okay. And you don't come into the Skype room that we have over almost 500 in right now. And we're about ready to grow out of that part. We don't let anybody just to come into the Skype room because we don't know who they are, because that's not the process. The process never has changed. The process is that you get invited to look at the 2 videos. You're going to have questions. Okay, so let's talk real quick about the 2 videos. The first video is the most important video that you have. Why? Because it is your why. It is your why that you're doing this for your family, and then it is whom else you are helping. And what is the mission? The mission in that video is to help people cut out overtime, to cut out a 2nd or 3rd job, to be able to retire their wife. Like I retired my wife 4 years before I retired, to be able to learn how to build their business to retire completely and then retire debt-free, which my wife and I have done. Gary's family and him have done. Craig's family and him have done. Big Al's family have done, on and on and on. And we teach this. We will be teaching these things that you don't get taught when you went to school. You didn't get taught when you went to college. The only way that you got taught a business was something that you did because it's a skill set you learn, like being a plumber or being an electrician or being a welder. Okay. So these are things. So the mission vision statement is in the video. And if a person cannot connect with that, then that means that they don't have their own why. And if they don't understand, listen very carefully. This is recorded, but listen very carefully. If you do not understand why we're doing this, or why you are worthy enough, or why your family is worthy enough for the blessings that we're doing this for and with, then the how, which is the compensation part of the video that you give them second, doesn't ever matter. Give me a 2 if you understand this. Give me a 2 if you understand that you have to have the why. You have to understand the why first. And until you do, it doesn't matter if you ever looked at the compensation video, the business video presentation. Okay. So use that wisely. Then they're going to have questions. They get questions. They get them answered by an approved leader. What is an approved leader? Somebody that we've approved that understands how to answer the questions that they're going to have. And then we give them the call to action. It's a 20-minute process, 30 minutes at the most. I answer their questions. I ask them if they're ready to join us now or do they want to wait until the public launch. It's that simple. You keep it that simple. You don't explain it. Those words don't come out of your mouth. You're not to do that. We do. The videos do the heavy lifting, and then we do it for you until you learn how to run your business and do it yourself. Okay. As we said, we're winding this up. The updates, there's updates in your back office. You're not going to see the matrix right now. If you've been plugged in, like you're supposed to be plugged in, coming to the Zooms, watching the replays, talking to your leadership, all that information is out every single day. You have to be able to get it to you, get to it, and plug into it and understand it, and then follow what's going on, or you're going to be lost and you don't know what's going on. So yes, for the next 2 weeks, up to the 31st of January, the back offices are being updated. So all the numbers are skewed. You're going to see times when you may not see any commissions back there. Do not worry about that. We've already told everybody that that's going to possibly happen. The whole site could have been shut down, and Antonio has kept it up to try to calm everybody. Okay. You've got to understand that we are so very close to getting out of the pre-launch and into the public launch. And when we do that, Gary and I are going to go from 16,000 to 30 to 40,000 in the next 30 to 60 days immediately. Why? Because obviously now people see that we're getting paid, right? That we're getting paid back the US dollars that we put in, and now you're on the run, and all you got to do is ask the question, do you shop online? That's it. Do you shop online? There is nothing easier to do now. Do you shop online, and would you like to have free training to learn how to market your mall? That's it. And if you could do those two things and you do it religiously a couple of times a day, a couple of hours a day, and get focused and get serious about this business, which it is a legitimate business now in 160 countries. We are fixing to get registered in every single country that we're opening them all up in. Okay, so we are registered in Belize. We are registered in the US. We're getting ready to register in Canada, in India, in Africa. Okay, that's just getting started. All right. Remember, you would never be involved in a startup. You wouldn't be here right now if it was not for Des Alpes being family friendly, and if it was not for Des Alpes recognizing, understanding the blessing that we have become to them, because we've literally got 70% of their entire company underneath Gary and I. Any other questions for Gary or I, Michelle or Angela? Any other questions? Because we're getting ready to sign off right now. Thank you again, Angela. Thank you again, Michelle. Again, I say that the challenge is set. Next Saturday, I want to double what we did today. And that's very easy. All you got to do is bring everybody bring one person, and we will max out.
It'll be max. It'll be max.
We will max out this Zoom room. All you got to do is bring one. And that will do what? That'll force Gary and I to do what, Gary?
Expand.
We'll have to expand, right? We'll have to expand. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody from around the world that has come. You know, you guys are a blessing. Gary, you got any final thoughts? I know you're got something to say there.
Gregory wanted to know is the launch date targeted for February 1st as of now? Yes.
That's correct. February 1st is the launch date that is planned. Can that change? Absolutely. You got to remember, we've been through 5 months of upgrades to this program, 5 months of changes made by the company for the benefit of everybody. Why? 2 things: compliance and sustainability. We have to be legal in all the countries we want to do business with, not just Canada and the United States. We have to be legal in all the countries, and we are. Okay? We have to be sustainable so that we're not going to just be around here for what, Gary, 6 months or a year?
We want to be here when Bob and I aren't any longer.
Yeah, that's a fact, because it is a fact that we already see. They wanted. Y'all have to understand something, especially all the new people just getting started. Des Alpes 5 months ago expected 15,000 people. Not now. They expected 15,000 people to come in the first 90 days.
90 days was the target.
90 days was their first. 90 days was their first goal, to get 15,000 people. People, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't even launched, and we are already as a company over 20,000. And you are part of a team under Gary and I that's 16,000 of that 20,000. You have to understand.
Yes.
That is the plan.
That's the plan.
When we launch, that is the plan that then you will be able to get. And that's what all the background. So folks, some of the questions that you're asking here, you should already have the answers to. And I'm going to tell you why you don't. It's because you're not plugged in to your leadership, because your leadership has all the updates and they have all the videos. The team in India, you've got the videos in Hindi. We're making the videos in Bengali right now. Okay, but you've got videos in Hindi. If you don't have them, I don't know why you don't have them, but you have leadership that has them. Okay?
No.
And everything in the back office now is automatic. Everybody's got buttons back there. If you paid the $45, Now all you got to do is pay the 120. It's automatic. All right. If you're brand new, because it's after the 15th, we already know you're either going to pay the $9 a month plus your 120, or the $45 for 6 months plus your 120, or the $81 for 12 months plus your 120. And yes, there are 12% fees on that. And yes, this is a business. And yes, what we've been telling you for 5 months, all real legitimate businesses have legitimate expenses. Keep your receipts. They are a tax write-off. Okay. Anything else, Gary?
Oh, I think we've covered anything we could cover. So everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you. Remember, there is an invite call Monday at 1 o'clock, Thursday at 8 p.m. Let's pack them, folks.
Yeah. So get back to, and guests, get back. If you're still here and you're a guest, get back to the person that invited you, because you obviously trust them, or you wouldn't have even been here. And they must love you, or they wouldn't have invited you. And they want to help you because they're already, you've seen how many of us, over 90% of us, have at least their first 2 people, meaning they're already in profit and haven't even launched yet. Okay. You've seen testimonies from people, not Gary and I. You don't need to hear our testimonies. You're hearing testimonies from other people that are just getting started and their success. So you're seeing the success of the many, not just of the few. And that in itself will draw people to you, that will draw people to your business Zooms, that will draw people to this training. Okay, go back to your leadership that are asking for the links. The links are out there in the Skype room. The links are out there in the Facebook groups. The links are out there to each and every one of the leadership. And then again, this is recorded, and 24 hours from now, it will be available. Anything left?
All right, guys. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll bring guests to Monday and Thursday, as well as next Saturday's call.
Yep.
And
Well,
so,
let us do the heavy lifting. That's what we're here for. You don't try to sell this out. Don't try to sell yourself. All you got to do is show your excitement and tell them to come and see for themselves. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to convince them. Some will come, some will not. And then it's just who's next, that you are bold enough to continue sharing the message of hope, of love, of being able to help each other do things very special for the year of 2025. Thank you, everybody, again.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. God loves each and every one of you here. And brothers and sisters in Christ are a specific demographic, and they are coming like wildfire to us from around the whole world. And there's a reason for that, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss out on what I call the obvious fishing ponds. Okay, and there's many of them. Sorry about my dog barking. Okay, there's many of them. So again, God loves each and every one of you. So do Gary and I. We will see each and every one of you in your backyard sometime this year, and see you all at the top. Bye-bye.